Dr. Jung, scene 3, take 1. Don't forget that. All right.
Here is a Latin inscription. It's a very cryptic text that would need a lot of commentary. But I give you the mere translation. The stone speaks now, being personified, of himself, and says, Orphanos sum, solus, tamen ubique reperior, udo sum, sed mihi contrarius. I am an orphan, alone. Yet I am found everywhere. I am one, but I am contrary to myself, a youth and an old man at the same time. I have known neither father nor mother, because I must be lifted up from the depths, like a fish, or I fall down from the sky, like the white stone. In woods and on mountains, I am walking about, but I am hidden. I lie hidden in the innermost of man. I am mortal for everyone, and yet I am not touched by the mutation of time.
So this was filmed in 1950. Yes, the lake of Zurique, or I don't know what it's called.
Lake Zurique.
Now there is
what is it?
Dr. Jung is sitting by the lake.
Oh, yes. He liked very much to sit by the lake. But he wore leather shoes you'd wear in New York, you know. He never thought of being really sporty. Or really in work clothes, you know, like we have now. It was the way a 19th century man would. Oh, dear.
Chiseling, that's hand chiseling. It's not a stone.
What is he doing?
He's just chiseling.
Dr. Jung, scene 1, take 1. When I actually do that, that sound of my hands makes a big mark on the soundtrack.
Right.
And that corresponds to the picture of the two hands coming together, and then when you link those two, everything from then on is in sequence. And if you don't do that, you can never get the words back. Can you show me the quarry that this stone came from?
Well, the quarry is right over there. It's, you see there, that wall of rock.
Yes.
below that meadow. There's the quarry. It's now against the light, you can't see it properly.
I think I see it. And then the boat brought it over to here.
Oh, yes.
Did you order this stone?
Oh, yes.
Was it for the building of that house?
Oh, yes. We had all the stones practically from here from over there to our 2 quarries.
Well, how did it happen that this one stone came?
Well, that's a funny story about that stone. We needed a certain stone for that wall behind the tower, and we gave the exact measurements to the foreman, and he took them down properly. And the next day they brought a load of stones, and but we looked in vain for the stone we had ordered. It was a pretty big stone we ordered. Instead, they brought a perfect cube. Well, that stone here. And of course, my mason didn't like it at all and said they should take it back, but I took it as a hint. I leapt on it at once. I say, now this is the stone I need. And instantly I had the idea I would put it there with an inscription. You know, that cube caught my fantasy.
But you'd cut stones before, haven't you?
Oh, yes, I have learned cutting stone in that quarry over there.
Really?
Yes. I have built that house here.
Well, how long did you work on it?
With 2 workmen. Well, we had it up practically in 6 weeks.
How long did you work on the cutting of this stone?
Oh, on the stone, well, off and on since last September.
So really a year?
Well, a year, yes. But only off and on when I was here.
Did you carve all 4 sides of it?
No, so only the 3 sides. Because the back side is invisible against the bushes.
And what, is it sandstone?
Yes, it is a hard blue sandstone, very hard.
Beautiful.
We work in this library, you know,
And there are many pipes there, table.
I wasn't interested in this table. I was interested in the books. I was so interested I didn't use my time well. Very excited. Desk was in a sort of antechamber, and then the library. No, she doesn't look like anyone I've ever seen. The people change their hair, and I can't see her features, really. Yes, on his right was Mrs. Jung, on that left side.
Yes.
It's his right.
Now you'll see, I think it's very difficult to see. So,
I can't see them. I can see somebody, but I can't see who they are. Well, it's never occurred to me I wouldn't be able to see them. He had a great love. He told his wife that he was very frank with her. He told her that he loved Toni Wolf. She was his spiritual love. And Mrs. Jung accepted this.
another person coming in. That's still difficult to see here. Oh, that's a new hyphen there.
Yes. Frau,
Yes.
Frau Ferber, Capitan, or something like that. Frau Ferber.
Then that's the... Oh, that's
well,
not...
she lived in, not in Zurich. She lived in, where I met Jung, Ascona.
Ascona.
Yes. That's a morning or afternoon's journey from Zurich. And it's on a long finger lake. I spent my time there that I saw Dr. Jung. And there's a quay. It used to be a fishing village on this long finger lake. And it's very warm. That's why Dr. Jung went there. He had a big house with gardens on the edge of the lake. Just
That was the garden that you saw?
Yes, just up the lake a little way. And every summer she would have a conference of scholars who would lecture. And all the Jungians would come from all over and stay at the hotels there and meet every evening and chat. There were scholars on many, many diverse subjects, but all had Jungian implications that were felt to be, cohesive with his ideas. And
well, you see, this is a Greek inscription. It begins, ho aion, pais esti, paitson, petoion, paidos, he basileia. It is a quotation from Verbitos. It says, time is a child that plays like a child. A game on a board. The kingdom of the child. Then Telesphorus. This is the name of this little figure here. He is the familiar spirit of the god of the physicians, Aesculapius. The text says, Telesphorus, traveling through the dark spaces of the cosmos, and rising out of the depths like a star. He points the way, par elioiophilas kai demononairo, to the gates of the sun and the land of the dreams. The latter is a quotation from Homerus. Then you see a division into four parts. Here are the three lightnings, one river. It's the ancient idea of paradise with its four rivers. Three were supposed to be equal, and one has a double meaning, and that's the one here, the river. This is an old alchemistic secret, so-called axioma Maria. This Maria has nothing to do with Mary, but with the Maria Prophetessa, or Judaica. She was a philosopher in the time of Hypatia. That was another woman philosopher living in Alexandria about the 3rd century. It says, this axioma says, from 1 comes 2, from 2, 3, and from the 3rd comes the 1 as the 4th. This axioma has played a very great role through 1700 years of alchemy. Then you see here the sign of the sun, here the sign of the moon. On the left side, Jupiter, on the right side, Venus. Saturn above, Mars below. These 4 planets are the so-called division into 4, the tetrameria. Here, on the body of the child is a sign of Mercury, and he is supposed to be Mercury, or Hermes, the messenger of the gods. The text refers to him as the one that points to the region of the Westland that is supposed to be the land of the dead.
Dr. Jung, scene 2, take 3. Scene 4, take 1.
This is a Latin inscription. It is a verse by Arnaldus de Villanova, a famous physician and alchemist of the early 13th century. It reads, "Here is the stone, the insignificant one, cheap concerning price. It is despised by the stupid, all the more appreciated by the wise." C.G. Jung, from gratitude, has made and put this stone in memory of his 75th birthday. That's it.